I remember I read a book called How to Be a Working Comic when I first started, and Ray Romano wrote the intro, and that was the best part of the book in my opinion, because he said the best advice for a new comic is just be funny, and everything else will come in place. And that's true. The most successful comedians I know are the ones that focus most, first and foremost, on being funny on stage. Then a lot of the other stuff will kind of come together. That, and also get on stage as much as possible. You know, it takes a really long time to figure out what's important to me, and I wish I knew what was important to me. I'm just talking about perspective and opinion. And I've been doing it about 8 years now, and only in the 8th year do I think I'm writing material that is following the advice that a lot of people have tried to give me along the way, which was like, talk about what's important to you, talk about what's unique about you, talk about what you really care about. I really didn't know, so I spent a lot of my career writing kind of cutesy observational jokes, and there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, when I do a conference like this, I do them again, so they have a purpose. But then when I'm really trying to showcase myself as a unique or hopefully innovative comedian, I'm doing stuff that's more personal and more from my perspective. I wish I knew that when I started. If I knew what I cared about now, then I probably would have been better off. This was just last month. I did a show where I was talking to a kid. There was a bunch of like 5-year-olds in the crowd. And I was like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he was like, Spider-Man. And I said, oh, that's cool, because there's no real Spider-Man. You'll be the first real Spider-Man. And the kid went, what? Like, was heartbroken, and no one was on my side. They were just like, you monster, you've told him there's no Spider-Man. Who believes in Spider-Man? I had the privilege of opening for B.J. Novak, this is not the best show, at William & Mary, and he was nice enough to bring me along, and it went really, really well. And then I got to come back to William & Mary maybe 6 months later, and everybody that was at that show came, and they all brought their friends. So it was the first time really in my career, and this was last year, where I performed for a house that was like, no, we're not here just for a comedy show. We're here to see Pete Holmes, and I got to do the act that I do in New York. I get to do the act that I'm most proud of for like a huge room full of enthusiastic college kids. It was amazing. I was really grateful for that show. What's funny to me, gosh, I don't know. I really like people that are feeling humiliated or embarrassed or passionate or angry. I like to feel something. It's funny, when I started, I really did like Seinfeld. I'm not putting Seinfeld down, but now the guys that really get me going are like your Louis C.K.'s and your Bill Burrs. These guys that are both redheads. These guys that are just like built into a frenzy about something that is just, you thought you were kind of the only person that felt that way. And that's really one of the goals of my comedy, is to try and make people feel that way, because that's how they make me feel. I'm like, I thought I was the only one that like want to kick kids in the face sometimes, and like Louis C.K. will say that and make you laugh and make the most compassionate, loving mother laugh at something like that, and I think that's wonderful. I'm Pete Holmes, and you're watching 5 Questions with Steve Hofstetter.